Hi everyone, it's Kathy Colaiacovo with pepperatmarketing.com, and today I'm going to show you how to find some of those hidden direct messages on your social media channels. Now, not all of them will be hidden, some of them will be pretty standard, but on a couple, in particular Instagram and Facebook, there are often ones that you may not always necessarily find right away or see right away, and I want to show you where those are. Part of the reason why I want to do this is sometimes you just never know when somebody's going to put something really important into one of these messages. So it's really crucial that you understand how to take a peek at them. Social media has really opened the doors to give a wider reach for people to connect with us. So they might be tagging us online, they might be putting posts on our personal Facebook or comments back on our posts on all of our different channels, but sometimes they often send private messages back to you trying to reach you because that's their way that they want to reach out in the moment. So you have to be prepared to be looking for those, because even though probably the majority in the hidden areas are probably going to be spam or from people that you don't know, you never know when an opportunity from someone you're not friends with online or connected to on Instagram might be sending you something that could be a fabulous opportunity for you. I've had this happen to me in the past where I've actually gotten opportunities to speak at different groups or write articles and even get mentioned in a book. So opportunity can happen with many of these. And I'm going to walk you through where we're going to see this kind of messages that you may not often be finding. So I'm going to do a little bit of screen sharing here, and we're going to go live to some of my social media channels. So we'll start off with Facebook, because that's one, and I have to say that's the one that I tend to forget sometimes to go in and check here. So one of the things that you have to know about as well is when you're on an app on your phone, you do not always have the same opportunity to get this information as you might get it within the desktop version. So it is something that you have to watch out for because you may not easily see it. So on Facebook, we all know our messages are right up here in this little message button. And when you have a phone on your, or when you're using it on your phone, there's an app that you can use for Messenger. You can also click over here and get the Messenger information as well. This one is more your notification button, but it will send you to the same thing as well. So just looking through all of this here, I'm going to see I've got this message request right here. So I've also got this really interesting one from my friend. So let me just move this out of the way here. So this one is from Catherine, who's actually a client, and she actually got hacked, and this was a message that was in there. So it's not one that I want to go to, but it was under message requests. So that's the thing that I want you to be paying attention to, is that you're looking at the message requests and taking a peek at them to know and understand that, you know, you might not necessarily see it within your main area. So you always want to click on the message requests. Then you can also see there's these filtered messages. So when I click that, a lot of these are going to be the ones that are from people that don't know you. A lot of them are going to be spam. A lot of them are going to be ones that I'm not going to answer necessarily back. A lot of them are going to be ones like this one from Catherine, where it's probably not her. If they got hacked or whatever, that might be how it's coming in there. And a lot of times I see in here as well when someone has had their Facebook duplicated. So you'll often see that you have a friend that you're already friends with and you get a friend request. Often you'll see the messages in here. They're just trying to go in and try to get contact information and emails from the contacts. So when I look at these filtered messages, you can see that a lot of these are just going to be, I don't really know this person. He's a veterinary doctor. They like my profile. I'm probably just going to get rid of that one. If I feel that I want to block it, I could do that, or I could go over here and delete the message and it will get rid of it. I don't usually spend a lot of time deleting them. You can see that some of them are in here. So this one has actually probably been removed because it was already notified that it was a, a duplicate account or a hacked account, whatever it might be. This one here is one that I found, it's from several years ago, and it was actually somebody that had watched a video of mine on YouTube and had gone over here, and it's one of the ones that I did miss answering. So that's one of the ones that I didn't see at that time, and this one's now 4 years old, so I'm not going to go back and answer it. But I wanted you to be able to see what they're in there too. So there's different ones in here, things like this, and this was actually from a program that I ran with a kids team that I was managing. So these are people that aren't friends with me that are trying to add, and send me different messages. So it is one of those things that you do want to go in and look at those filtered messages on your Facebook. So they're going to be, these are message requests. And so this is just somebody's looking to send a message and get you that information. So that's like this one here. They're using Messenger without Facebook, and the account was recently created. So this is one where her account had been hacked and got duplicated. So then you go back into your main ones too. And sometimes here, this is, you can have these and they'll be saved for you, whatever that information is. That's your main one. You can always go through and clear it out if you want to. I just typically leave them there. So the trick is, though, on Facebook, you want to make sure that whether you're hitting the message request here, and you can look at recent ones, you can hit the requests here. So when you hit the message requests, then you can also see here, go into the main ones and then go into the filtered ones. So these are ones that have been moved over here. You can also click a button and go to all of them in the Messenger, which is where I was before when I was doing that information. So that is how you find them on Facebook. Now over on Twitter, it's a little different. There is the message here. So this, if you haven't seen it in a while, this is all the new layout of Twitter. So these are the ones here, and you can see all the information that's here. I typically take a look at it. Ones like this, I'm probably not gonna, go in and answer that type of thing. This is one where I was complaining online, and we've got, I was having a problem with my internet, so they're helping me out here. But here's another spot that a lot of people miss as well, is the message requests on here too. Again, a lot of times they're probably kind of spammy, whatever. If I don't know really who they are, who the person is, you can have the option to accept the message or delete it. They're not going to see that you've read their message or seen the message until you hit the accept button. So in case like this, I would just go and delete that. And then again, so ones that messages, photos they're sending, sometimes it's just kind of crap like this. So I would hit the delete button, that type of thing. So those are where you find the message requests on Twitter. On LinkedIn, they're a little bit easier. A lot of people will get the messages by email as well, notifications. So in here, this is sort of all the messages here. They haven't really got what I find is filtered messages. You can definitely search. You can look for job posting inboxes if you want to go in there. I don't actually use that, so it's for people that have their recruiter profiles. And you can always search messages for somebody's name, whatever it might be. But for the most part, all of your messages are going to show up in here because typically, unless somebody has a certain type of account with LinkedIn or has been a connection with you, then they're not going to be able to message you anyhow. Instagram is kind of like Facebook. So Instagram, you won't necessarily see your direct messages here on your desktop because, of course, Instagram is meant to be used on your phone. So even when you're in here, you're looking at your profile, your information, all that kind of stuff there, looking at your profile up here, you can see your notifications, but you don't get message ones in here, okay? And this is really sort of the discover, the explore, the search kind of thing on Instagram. So I'm actually going to stop sharing on the desktop here, and I'm going to move over and share on my phone so I can show you on Instagram how you would find that information. So let me just hook this up because it just takes a second on here to do that. And if you've ever used Zoom to do this, there is a way to screen share with your and mirror your phone on your Zoom sharing, but you have to be connected. One of the tricks I've learned, just so you know, here's another little tip for you, is you have to be connected on the same Wi-Fi network. So that's one of the tricks of doing this. So here we go on, this is my Instagram on my phone, and you can see up on the top right there, I've got a 1 by my direct messages. And I actually had someone send me a message this morning, so I knew I would have this in here to show you. So when you see a number there, you typically have a new message, so you can click on it. And there we've got Tracy had put in a little hi there. So this will be typically people that are following you, you're following, that are messaging you back and forth. That's great. But you see up on the top right there where it says 1 request, that's where the message requests are from people that don't necessarily know you. Oh, this is a great one. So George Willie 51 sent me this lovely message here. At this point, that's where I decide whether or not I want to let him connect with me or send me messages. So based on his message, hello baby, I'm probably going to say delete and block. So that's what I'm going to do with that. If this had been a really great message and somebody I wanted to connect with, then I would go through, hit accept, and then we would be able to see that in the regular inbox. So for George, I'm actually going to ignore him. I don't really have a reason at this point to block him. So I'm just going to hit the ignore, and I'm going to hit the ignore messages as well, and then he's going to be gone. So that's where you find it on Instagram. So it is one of those ones where you have to go into your phone, and you can see now I don't have any, when I look back here, oops, I have to hit on Tracy's to get rid of that one. And now when I go back to my main profile, there's no notification number there at all. So you will see that number up by that little airplane, which is your symbol for the direct messages. So I hope this has helped you figure out where to go in and check and find these. One of the things I highly recommend for you when it comes to doing this is making sure that you block off time every week to go in, and when you're networking online, so when you're spending some time connecting with people on your social media channels, that you're taking a moment on every channel and going in and checking those messages. Some people don't like to be bothered with them. There are a lot on LinkedIn that I don't answer. There are some on other channels that I may not go after, but you always want to be taking a look at it and making sure that you have that opportunity to check them, and that if something does come up that you're interested in, or someone does want to connect with you there and talk to you, that is a worthwhile conversation, unlike the ones we saw here this morning, that you're taking the time and making that connection and the contact and reaching out to the person who has reached out to you. So make sure that you block some time off every week for that. It doesn't take long to do it. You can just make sure that when you're doing your typical time on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is, that you take a moment and go over there and add a little bit of time to make sure you're checking those as well. So that is our lesson today on finding the hidden channels or hidden messages on your social media channels, and I hope that was really helpful for you. If you're looking for more tips and information, definitely go to my website, pepperatmarketing.com. I have a free resources page there that I have several different opportunities for you to download some checklists or ebooks or guides to get you going and using your online marketing in a better way and more effectively. This is Kathy Colaiacovo with Pepper at Marketing, and I hope you have fun going and finding those hidden messages now. Have a fabulous day, everyone.